important. That important thing is that opening permits these three cavities to communicate. Okay, the cerebrospinal fluid formed within the ventricles circulates, that is circulated by the ependymal cells that we talked about in the lecture. And you are going to look at ependymal cells pretty soon. And the hindbrain contains, can I do like this? Okay. The hindbrain has the fourth ventricle. This is the fourth ventricle. The third ventricle and fourth ventricle is connected by a duct called cerebral aqueduct, or also called iter, or iter. And you can see clearly in these models, like this is the lateral ventricle, here is the third ventricle, here is the fourth ventricle, and this is the cerebral aqueduct. Fourth ventricle is connected to the spinal cord, to the central canal of spinal cord. Like here, this is the lateral ventricle, third ventricle, fourth ventricle, iter or the cerebral aqueduct, and this is the central canal of spinal cord. Get that? And also, when you cut through, this is the corpus callosum, and these are arbor vitae of cerebellum. You can see the pons. Look at the pituitary. Like here is the pituitary. Pituitary is connected to the hypothalamus by infundibulum. So this is thalamus, and this is hypothalamus. Like this is thalamus, this is hypothalamus. Thalamus, hypothalamus. Thalamus, hypothalamus. Pons, medulla oblongata. Now, about some midbrain on the dorsal side. Can you see the double butt? The four bodies. The four bodies are collectively called Tectum or corpora quadrigemina. Superior colliculi, two superior colliculi, two inferior colliculi, and between the two superior colliculi is, can you see a pink structure? That is one structure that has been cut into half, two halves. That is the pineal gland. Pineal gland. So pineal gland, superior colliculi, inferior colliculi. You can look at the superior colliculi, inferior colliculi, like in this model. Like look here. This is the superior colliculi. This is the inferior. Superior, inferior colliculi. Okay? Look here. Superior colliculi, inferior colliculi. You have to come here to see that. You have to try to see that. That is part of the midbrain. Here, of course, you have seen here superior colliculi and inferior colliculi. And on the ventral side, this is the cerebral peduncle. So superior colliculi, inferior colliculi, cerebral peduncles, these are. And also, here, there are two mammillary bodies. And could you please bring that chart close? You can put it here, and you have to all look here. I'm going to tell you. This is optic nerve. So from the left side to the right side, and right side to the left side, and this crossing is called optic chiasma or chiasm. Optic chiasma. Look at that. Okay? Below the optic chiasma, you can see two bodies here, two mammillary bodies, and those belong to midbrain. Those are nuclei, like corpora, quadrigemina, they are nuclei. The superior colliculi, inferior colliculi, they are nuclei. The mammillary bodies are connected to smelling, some smelling function. Okay? Superior colliculi connected to vision, and inferior colliculi connected to hearing. Okay? Like superior colliculi, when you read a paragraph, you move your head to complete the paragraph, or if you watch a ping pong game, you track the ball like this, or tennis, especially if you're in the middle, you go like this. So that track, that is done by the superior colliculi. When you hear a gunshot or explosion, sound of explosion, what do? You turn your head, track, to figure out the source of that sound, and that is concerned, that is connected to the function of the inferior colliculi. Similarly, these two nuclei, mammillary bodies, two mammillary bodies. Here you can see the two mammillary bodies, these two, just below the optic chiasma. These two are optic nerves. You need to know. Optic nerves, when they come out of the brain, but when still part of the brain, is called optic tract. And next day I'm going to show you on sheep brain. Okay? So what are the hindbrain parts that you learn? The cerebellum, the pons, the medulla oblongata. Midbrain, cerebral peduncle, mammillary bodies, superior colliculi, inferior colliculi, and pineal gland. Okay? Forebrain, cerebral hemispheres, and thalamus and hypothalamus. Anything that I need to show you?